Welcome to Marriage Minutes. I forgot to tell you all, I'm so excited about our new backdrop. Did you see our new backdrop? My husband was so selfless in taking care of my backdrop. Finally. Welcome to Marriage Minutes. Today we are going to be talking about none other than selfishness in marriage. So, selfishness really is you just being about you, me, my, I, and all about me, and everything that is about me needs to come first. My relationship does not. In fact, maybe even God doesn't come first because, well, selfishness means that everything else goes behind that. Let me tell you something. That does not work in marriage. If you are a selfish person and you are thinking about getting married, you probably should work on that first, because let me tell you something. Marriage will strip you of your desire. No, I won't say desire. It'll strip you of your ability to be selfish in many ways. Or if it doesn't, I can imagine that you won't be married long. You want to talk about something?
No, I'm pretty selfish right now. I would say starting out, everybody's going to be selfish because you just don't know how to do one flesh in terms of what God has put in the Bible. And so it's just like she said.
Who's she?
My wife, the lady sitting next to me with the, oh, that's not an R. It's a slow process. You find yourself becoming more and more selfless the longer you are married. And like you said, like Rhonda said, if you don't give it up, you're just going to find yourself in some situations in which it's going to be lots of strife and lots of turmoil, because selfishness will rear its ugly head. It all starts from just, can you do something for my mama, or can you do something for my daddy, or can you pick this up, or why didn't you get this from me when you went to the store, or, are you thoughtful enough of the other person in regards to when you're out? And so being selfless in marriage is a challenge.
Yeah, and I think that often we get tripped up because we think that when I marry someone, they are supposed to complete me and they are supposed to meet my every need. And marriage is the polar opposite of that. Marriage is about servanthood. Mm-hmm. And I would tend to think that most people feel like they are serving in their marriage way more than they are getting served. Even if that's not true, you just feel like that. And I would say, if you got that feeling of, why do I always have to be the bigger? Why do I always have to do this? Then you're probably doing it right. Now, I'm not saying that your spouse should not respond and should not be as servant-like as you are. You all ought to be fighting one another to serve one another. And I think that relationships would survive much longer if we went in with that attitude of servanthood instead of the attitude of being served.
And I think, too, the serving piece is so tied to love language, in which the 5 love languages by Gary Chapman, because depending on how you express your love to your spouse is either how they're going to receive it. And if you're doing one particular acts of service and that's not how she receives love, or it's not her love language, your servanthood or your serving is not in vain, but it's just not being received. And so it's important that you really connect and understand how does your spouse receive love and give love. And so you will find yourself at a point where you are out serving or trying to outserve. And it's just the little things. It's just being thoughtful enough of the other person when you're doing something, or when you see that they're having a hard day. It's little selfless acts that go a long way. Sometimes we just think it's just the one big thing that you do, and then you're just going to get lots of accolades. But more than likely, it's just the consistency and the little things that you do over a period of time that will go a lot further than the one big event.
My love language is acts of service. And so I'm so grateful that there is a big act of service behind us.
And there's a long list of acts of services too, yeah.
Well,
not her fault.
So anyway, but listen, your ultimate goal is to partner with God so that you can be the ultimate servant for your spouse. If that's not your primary goal in marriage or your primary goal in getting married, then stop, don't pass go, do not collect $200, because at the end of the day, you will be frustrated, disgusted, and your expectations will not be met in marriage, because it just doesn't work like that.
Nope.
But I tell you this, I get no more pleasure out of doing things for my husband and with my husband. Like, I don't have anything else. Like that's what I got married for.
And if
like,
you want to get spiritual, we can get spiritual. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. And so if God can give, why can't I, if I'm supposed to be in his image?
I'm done.
Right. I'm sorry. I just had to go there. I just felt it dropping on me like that. Sorry. Didn't mean to put it out there like that.
Go on, Bishop.
But, hey, if God can give, I can give.
And if you can't, then you ought to be, and you want to be married, or you want to have a better marriage, then you need to be praying about how to become a better servant. Look at Jesus. Figure that out. Follow his life.
Tag team back again. Be well, be blessed.